Finally, Frozen 2 is here, and among all the epic scenes, new songs, and great adventures, Frozen fans have been impatiently waiting for the franchise's second installment to hit the big screen. With a ton of hidden moments and Easter eggs, and we can't say we really blame them. Despite taking place 3 years after the first Frozen, the film is still filled with plenty of flashbacks, including the opening scenes where we see a young Anna and Elsa playing together. Instead of the standard toys, the little girls enjoy some time with snowman figurines. So join Black Mamba and watch to see what characters are hidden among the designs. During flashback to Elsa and Anna's childhood, the young sisters are seen playing with a miniature snow village. One of the figurines that Elsa has conjured, however, looks like a snowman and more like a snowbot. It's none other than Baymax from Big Hero 6. Elsa created Olaf to give warm hugs, and it appears she made a mini Baymax to do the same. Come to think of it, hands can be spotted on a wanted poster in Big Hero 6. And if you like the Baymax Easter eggs, it's not the only Big Hero 6 reference in the movie. Stay tuned until the end and you will see the another one. Eastern animation parallels. Fans of Studio Ghibli will notice a few parallels between Frozen 2 and the works of Hayao Miyazaki, particularly Princess Mononoke. Much like that Japanese animated epic, Frozen 2 primarily sets itself in a mystical forest populated by fantastical creatures. Both films also revolve around two feuding groups, one of which is grounded in nature while the other is grounded in modern industrialism. Yet, neither side is entirely right or wrong, just as Ashitaka and San must find a compromise to bring balance. It's up to Anna and Elsa to bridge two worlds together. Scholar says that Eastern animation wasn't a direct inspiration on Frozen 2, although Disney is influenced by that stuff all the time just because we love those movies. One of the newest characters we get to meet in Frozen 2 is Ryder. The young man was born in the forest and have a similar love for the reindeers as Kristoff. The name was not chosen randomly either. Ryder is actually named after Chris Buck's son Ryder, who tragically passed away in a car accident back in 2013. The dedication to his son is a touching moment and a way for his son's name live on forever. When Frozen 1 won the Academy Award back in 2014, the closing line from Chris Bucks, except that his speech was a touching moment for his son. Anna's leather line. In the original Frozen, the filmmakers snuck in a little adult humor when Kristoff asks Anna a series of questions about her fiancé, eventually bringing up his foot size. Frozen 2 follows up this innuendo with some more suggestive wordplay between Kristoff and Anna. At one point in the film, Kristoff trades in his casual clothing for more formal attire. Kristoff doesn't plan on wearing his monkey suit for long, but Anna says that she actually prefers him in the leather. All the kids in the audience will assume that Anna is talking about Kristoff's ice harvesting clothing. Older audience, however, will be able to see through every shade of grey in Anna's choice of words. Glass Horse. The brand new Frozen 2 trailers starts off in very similar fashion as the first one. We see Elsa freezing the ocean and attempting to run across it. But this time we catch a glimpse of her swimming underwater. When she seconds away from the surface, a glass horse appears in front of her. It seems that it's trying to stop her from reaching to top. When asked how the filmmakers achieved such realistic water effects, scholars said that Moana really helped. One can't help but wonder if Elsa will ever ride the knock across the dark sea and meet up with Moana on Montui. Hidden Mikey. During the same game of charades, Olaf takes full advantage of his shape-shifting abilities to pull off a victory. Among the forms he assumes are Waken, the trading post owner we met in the first film, and a teapot, which we can only assume is not to Mrs. Potts from Beauty and the Beast. Most notably, Olaf uses his coat to create two black mouse ears and a nose. Disney has a long tradition of sneaking hidden Mikeys into their films, and Olaf literally embodies the mouse here. Looking even closer, you will notice two extra white snowflakes on Olaf's lower half, mimicking the circles on Mikey's red pants. Also, Olaf really nailed Elsa's Let It Go walk. Letting Go. For 6 years, people have been listening to Let It Go on repeat, and we can see why. It's just that catchy. Nevertheless, we can also understand how some people could get sick of the Oscar-winning song after hearing it so many times. it would appear that even Elsa herself is ready to let it go. As Elsa explores half of memories that have been frozen in time, we are given several callbacks to the first film. Walking past a memory of her signature power ballad, Elsa rolls her eyes with a mildly annoyed groan, as if she has heard it one too many times. Even if Elsa is over Let It Go, our obsession with Into the Unknown and Show Yourself are just getting started. Sleeping Beauty influence. It may be computer animated, but the scenery and color schemes of Frozen 2 were greatly inspired by a traditionally drawn Disney classic. Anyone who's studied animation will definitely notice parallels between the enchanted forest in this film and the ethereal backgrounds that artists in Ivind early painted for Sleeping Beauty. According to Sklar, the filmmakers were drawn to how organized and graphic the imagery in the 1959 fairy tale. This provided a nice balance to how realistic much of the film looks while also complementing the Scandinavian rosemailing. The result is breathtaking fusion between two different animation styles, as if a slide is coming to life in a 3D environment. Olaf's solo song. What's another movie with another Olaf solo song? This time around, Olaf gets to sing a song, When I Am Older, and the animated snowman is actually one of the characters who goes through some of the biggest changes and growth in the film. Well, before the changes, we got to laugh at the little guy when the song concludes. There's a fun moment time to classic Hollywood. Once the wind is pitched come down to a bit of Olaf's body, he places his arms in front of his body. The pose and the position is exact replica of classic Marilyn Monroe pose. Just flew up in the air. The moment is even used for show's Olaf character poster. Follow the voice. Kristoff's Reindeer Are Better Than People song is cute and all, but actor Jonathan Groff finally got a proper showstopper in Frozen 2 with the 80s inspired Lost in the Woods. Kristoff receives backup from Sven and a whole choir of reindeer, all of whom are reportedly voiced by Groff. Speaking of voiceover talent, the mysterious voice that lures Elsa into the unknown is supplied by Norwegian singer Aurora Aksnes, known by just Aurora, who is fittingly well versed in songs about the cold. Those with keen ears also might have noticed that Elsa and Anna's parents have different voices, where they were voiced by Maurice the Mercier and co-director Jennifer Lee in the first film. The former king and queen of Arendelle are now voiced by Alfred Molina and Evan Rachel Wood, respectively.